Okay, Amber, I am good to go.
Great, thanks. I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes and make sure we have a quorum. Thanks. Hi, everyone. I think we have a quorum now. And it is time to start the meeting. So I am going to, let's see here. Just a second. Okay, great. If everyone wants to turn their cameras on, I'm going to call the meeting of Parks and Conservation for November 10th to order. We continue to meet via Zoom. We are all hoping that we get to meet in person sometime soon, but we'll see. You can join us at MissoulaPublicMeetings.com. You could also leave all of City Council an email at council@ci.missoula.mt.us, or you can leave us a group voicemail at 406-552-6012. Okay, and let's see, if you would go ahead, Karina, and do roll call.
Yes, hold on one moment. I just gotta get things rolling here.
That's fine, thanks.
Okay, here we go. Anderson? I don't see Stacy. Becerra?
Present.
Contos?
Here.
Harp?
Here.
Hess?
Present.
Jones?
Present.
Merritt?
Present.
Ramos? I don't see Jesse. Cheryl?
Present.
Paseka?
Present.
Von Lossberg? I don't see Brian. West?
Present.
Okay.
And Stacy's here as well now.
Oh, Stacy's here too. Okay. Thank you. I got her.
Great, thanks. We have minutes to approve. I know it was on this grant, but I can't remember the date. So let me double check. From October 27th to approve. Are there any changes to those minutes? I'm having a hard, hold on just a sec. All right, I lost you guys on my screen for a second. There you are, you're back. Okay, I see. I literally could not get back to where you guys were for a second. Okay, I don't see any changes, so those minutes will stand approved. And we currently do not have anyone in the public to make public comment. So I think we're going to just go ahead and move forward with our agenda here. And David, I just promoted you, so I know you're here. And 3.1 is the agreement for administration of the West Side Park Land and Water Conservation Fund grant, which the grant was what we talked about the last time we had a meeting. So David, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, members of the committee. This agreement is just to simply clarify our fiscal responsibilities with regards to the Land and Water Conservation Fund grant that the city and the Missoula County Public Schools will be co-signers to. These terms were pre-discussed before we made application, and so this is just implementing our partnership so that it's very clear who's responsible for those funds and administration. I'll stand for questions.
That's great. Thank you. I think all of us were excited about this grant and about the work that's happening over there. So appreciate your work on it. Are there any questions? And I don't see any hands up. So if anyone would like to make the recommended motion, Julie.
Yeah, thanks, David, for all your work on getting this over the finish line. I would be happy to make the recommended motion and am excited to see what becomes of all this hard work.
Thanks, Julie. Me too. And we do not have any public again for public comment on the motion. Are there any council comments on this? I don't see any hands up. So Karina, if you want to go ahead and do a roll call vote on this, that'd be great.
Okay, Anderson.
Yes.
Anderson votes yes. Becerra.
Yes.
Becerra votes yes. Contos.
Yes.
Contos votes yes. Harp.
Yes.
Harp votes yes. Hess.
Yes.
Hess votes yes. Jones.
Yes.
Jones votes yes. Merritt.
Yes.
Merritt votes yes. Cheryl.
Yes.
Cheryl votes yes. Vaseka.
Yes.
Vaseka votes yes. And West.
Yes.
West votes yes. That is 10 yeses and no nos.
Great. So that will go on our consent agenda. And we've got David again for the Transportation Alternatives Pavement Preservation Grant Agreement. Love grants. And so would love to hear about the agreement on this too. Go ahead, David.
Thank you. The Parks and Rec wrote a grant application to the Montana Department of Transportation for the Transportation Alternatives Pavement Preservation Program. We were successful in that they would like to award us 89,000 and change, which requires a city match of just under 14,000. This is a unique grant program because the state MDT would actually design and administer the project. The project is minor repairs of damaged asphalt on the North Side Greenway Trail, and then to seal all the cracks, and then to put a seal coat down on that, which will extend the useful life at least seven additional years on that trail before it needs either another seal coat or an overlay light. This is really important to us. We have lots of miles of trails, and we need to take care of them so that they're available for everybody for alternative transportation. With that, there is always a little bit of risk when you let someone else design your projects and administer them, but I think that this is a healthy budget for that work. And we think that this is quite doable for the $103.80 total cost of the grant with the matching funds. Pretty good deal, and we have opportunity to go after more of these in future.
That's great. Thanks. And I am always impressed by our department's Parks and Conservation in particular. The Parks Department that goes after all these grants that I have never heard of, and we get money for the city, so that's great. And obviously, I agree. We need to make sure that as we're trying to promote the multimodal transportation options in the city, that we have good, solid, safe trails for people to be riding and commuting on. So I am in support of this, and I'm excited about the creativity in finding all these grants. I do, though, have a question about, I think, what you were specifically getting at, that, someone else is going to be in charge of this. And could you speak a little bit, it's MDT. So, they are well-versed in managing projects and managing budgets, but can you just speak to kind of that element of this a bit?
Just like the rest of the of government agencies here, MDT is facing a lot of demands on their time. And we're not certain whether this will be designed at the district level, the Missoula district, or at headquarters in Helena. But my conversations with the grant administrator is that they would incorporate any comments and recommendations we had, because we are effectively the trail experts. They're asphalt experts. And I think we could bring this off within budget and in a timely fashion. We're hoping that this can be done in conjunction with closures that are required for the Northside Greenway or Northside overpass work. But we'll try, this is weather sensitive, so it has to be squeezed in the summer months when we have nice warm weather.
Great, thank you. And Julie.
I guess my concerns are just along that same lines. David, you've got a lot more confidence, or you just expressed a lot more confidence in MDT than has been my experience with relations between the city and MDT on other projects. So I have to say I'm a little concerned about that. I wish that that we had a little more control over that. They've just with, some of the other disagreements we've had with MDT.
I'm not certain what kind of response is needed there. We continue as a city staff to improve our working relationship with MDT. The trick is knowing where they can bend and where they can't bend. And then working through those in a manner that protects both of our fiscal needs and as well as our liability. This one is really a small project. We looked at doing it in-house, but MDT's current process for allowing us to administer the entire project is onerous. And so I did have conversation with the Public Works Director and with Brian Hensel at Streets. They would love to do this project. It's just that getting to yes with MDT to administer it ourselves is just not in the cards with all of our staffing restrictions and constraints. So I'm pretty confident here. It's not like we're building something new and have a lot of unknowns.
Right. Well, that was a very politic answer. I appreciate that. And I hope that your confidence is well placed. It's obviously, I'm fully in support of the project and that this needs to be done. So I will try and just support your confidence there. I'd be happy to make the recommended motion. Amber.
Thanks, Julie, and thanks for your comments. Mirta, go ahead.
Yeah, David, was this known when you applied for the grant that MDT would be doing all the design work and basically the situation that we're in right now? Was that something that we knew when we applied for the grant?
Yes, we've applied for these grants before. What we didn't know was that they'd changed their ability to turn it over to us. to become certified to do the project. That's changed a little bit. But it was known that that's their standard approach to the transportation alternatives projects, is to manage them themselves. The last project we did that I can recall was the traffic signals on the Bitterroot Trail, the flashers. Those were done by staff in-house, and we've done some others. It's just the methodology has changed. It's too onerous. And so we're confident we can do this here. It still requires their reviews and approvals along the way. So that's not new.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. We do not have any public in attendance. Are there any more comments or questions from council? I'm seeing none. Let me be sure I see none. I see none. Karina, let's do a roll call vote on this. And thanks, David.
Anderson.
Yes.
Anderson votes yes. Becerra.
Yes.
Becerra votes yes. Contos.
Yes.
Contos votes yes. Harp.
Yes.
Harp votes yes. Hess. Jordan, there you are.
Okay, froze up right as you called my name. Yes.
Hess votes yes. Jones.
Yes.
Jones votes yes. Merritt.
Yes.
Merritt votes yes. Cheryl.
Yes.
Cheryl votes yes. Becerra.
Yes.
Becerra votes yes. West.
Yes.
West votes yes. That is 10 yeses and no nos.
Great. So that will go on the consent agenda as well. David, thank you for bringing these. And that is our last item. So I will adjourn the committee. Thanks so much, everyone.